You've found the perfect Malaysian property. You've got the cash ready, but there is one invisible hurdle that trips up 80% of foreign buyers before they even get the keys. Let's talk about it. Selamat datang. I'm Brian, 10 years foreign in Malaysia. Researching the property maze for myself. Sharing what I find, one episode at a time. After researching property in Malaysia for years, for myself, I keep seeing the same mistakes, the same expensive ones, over and over. So I made a list. 7 mistakes that quietly turn a foreign property purchase into a very costly lesson. Most foreign buyers make at least one of them. We are going to count down all 7. And then, the costliest mistake of all. The one that isn't even on the list of 7. Let's begin. First, we count down, starting at number 7. Mistake number 7. Buying in a high overhang corridor. Overhang is the official term for completed properties that nobody has bought. And some areas of Malaysia are swimming in it. Pockets of certain city zones, stretches of Johor, whole clusters of service apartments. Here's why it hurts you. When you try to rent or resell, you're not just competing with other owners. You're competing with the developer, still discounting unsold units right next to yours. What it costs, weak rental demand, and a resale price that barely moves for years. The fix: before you buy, check the overhang and unsold stock numbers for that exact area. If a developer is still dumping units nearby, walk away. Mistake number 6. Underestimating the maintenance fees and the sinking fund. Most foreign buyers focus entirely on the purchase price. Then the monthly bills arrive. Every strata building charges a maintenance fee, plus a sinking fund contribution for major future repairs. On a service apartment, bid on commercial title with commercial utility rates, the running cost can climb past 1,000 ringgit a month. What it costs? A rental yield that looks great on the listing and shrinks once the real running costs come out. The fix? Ask for the exact maintenance rate per square foot and the sinking fund balance before you commit. Always calculate yield on the net figure. Mistake number 5. Inheriting unpaid arrears on a subsale unit. When you buy a subsale property that is from an existing owner rather than the developer, you can inherit a problem you didn't create. If the previous owner left unpaid maintenance charges, those arrears are attached to the unit. The building's management can come after you for them and can withhold access cards, parking, and facilities until they are cleared. What it costs? A surprise bill, sometimes thousands of ringgit, landing weeks after you've moved in. The fix: one document. Before completion, your lawyer must obtain a current statement of account from the building management confirming the unit is clear. No clean statement, no completion. We're halfway. And the next 4 cost the most. Mistake number 4. The wrong title or a missed red flag. Every Malaysian property has a title document. And not all titles are equal. There's master title, strata title, individual title. And then the categories a foreigner cannot own at all, like Malay Reserved Land. If nobody checks the title properly, you can put down a deposit on a property you legally can't own, or one a bank won't finance, or one that can't be cleanly transferred. What it costs? At best, weeks of delay. At worst, a dead deal and a fight to recover your deposit. The fix: your lawyer reads the title in full before you sign anything. We did a deep dive on Malay Reserved Land back in episode 1. For now, never skip the title check. Mistake number 3. Booking a unit before checking the state minimum price. Every state sets a minimum price a foreigner must pay to buy property there. We mapped all of them in episode 2. Here's the trap. That minimum is tested against your purchase price on the date of your agreement. If you fall in love with a unit, pay a booking fee, sign, and the price sits below your state's minimum, the state will not grant consent. The deal cannot complete. What it costs? A booking deposit you may struggle to get back on a purchase that was never going to happen. The fix: before you pay a single ringgit, confirm the price clears the current state minimum. It's a 2-minute check that saves a 5-figure mistake. Mistake number 2. Trusting an agent who is quietly working for the other side. Here's something many foreign buyers never realize. The friendly agent showing you a brand new development may not be your agent at all. They may be the developer's reseller, paid by the developer to sell the developer's units. That's not illegal. but it means their job is to move that inventory, not to protect you. They will not warn you about the overhang next door. They will not push for a lower price. What it costs? You overpay, and nobody in the room was ever on your side. The fix: get your own representation, a lawyer who works for you, and ideally a buyer's agent with no tie to the developer. Always try as much as you can to detect if the agent is genuine, or even ask the question directly to the agent. Mistake 1. Buying for Airbnb where it's banned. Mistake number 1. Buying for Airbnb in a building that bans it. This is the most expensive mistake on the list because of how completely it breaks the plan. Picture it. You buy a city condo. Your entire investment case is short-term rental, nightly bookings, tourist demand, a strong yield on paper. Then you read the building's bylaws, and short-term rental is prohibited. Many Malaysian condos ban it outright through their house rules. Now your numbers don't work. The yield you bought for is not allowed in your own building. You're left with a long-term tenancy at a fraction of what you projected. What it costs? The entire investment thesis gone after you've already bought. The fix? If short-term rental is your plan, read the building's bylaws before you buy. Not the brochure, to actual house rules. If they ban it, that building is not your investment. But here's the thing, the costliest mistake of all isn't on the list. The costliest, not budgeting the 8% stamp duty. So here's the costliest mistake of all. And it didn't make the list of 7 because it isn't really a mistake of judgment. It's a mistake of budgeting. Not planning for the 8% stamp duty. Since January 2026, a foreign buyer pays 8% stamp duty on the property transfer. On a 1 million ringgit purchase, that is 80,000 ringgit in cash, due at the transfer, and it cannot be added to your loan. We cover the 8% in detail back in episode 1. The mistake isn't not knowing it exists. The mistake is budgeting only for the down payment and getting blindsided by a 5-figure cash bill at the worst possible moment. The fix? Build the 8% into your numbers from day 1. If it's not in your spreadsheet before you start viewing, your budget isn't real. Let's put all of it on one screen. 7. The overhang corridor. 6. Underestimated maintenance. 5. Inherited arrears. 4. The wrong tile. 3. Booking below the state minimum. 2. The conflicted agent. 1. The Airbnb ban. And the costliest of all, failing to budget the 8% stamp duty. Look at this list closely because here is the pattern. Almost every one of these is caught by checking a document, a number, a bylaw, before you pay anything. The mistakes aren't bad luck, they're skip homework. So here is Brian's Protect Yourself checklist. 5 checks, all of them before you hand over a single ringgit. 1. Check the area's overhang and unsold stock. 2. Get the maintenance rate and the sinking fund balance in writing. 3. For a subsale, demand a clean statement of account from the building. 4. Have your lawyer read the full tile and confirm the price clears the state minimum. 5. Check the building's bylaws allow your rental plan and budget the 8% stamp duty. Do these 5 and you've removed almost every mistake in this episode. None of them are hard. They are simply the homework most buyers skip. Here are my bottom line. Every expensive mistake in this episode has the same cure. Checking before money changes hands. The booking fee, the deposit, the excitement, those are exactly when buyers stop asking questions. So slow down at that moment. The cost of one more week of checking is nothing. The cost of skipping it is this whole video. Before you go, let me tell you what's coming next. Episode 8, Penang. Same state, but the island and the mainland play by completely different rules. Different price floors, different rental yields, and one of them legally bans foreigners from owning a landed home. If Penang is anywhere on your list, episode 8 is essential. Subscribe so it reaches you. 7 mistakes, one costliest of all, and a single cure running through every one of them. Check before you commit. The buyers who lose money in Malaysia are rarely unlucky. They're just the ones who didn't look. If this saved you from even one of these, subscribe and tell me in the comments which mistake nearly caught you. I read everyone. Stay curious. Stay careful. Brian out. See you in the next video.